Alright guys, and we are back.
Team ban.
mTw versus Infused game 2. First game did go to mTw.
Radiant team ban.
Oh, man. That was not enough of a break for me. Whew. I'm going to have to go to bed nice and early tonight. Darkseer and Syllabear banned out by Infused already. We got Furion and Lycan banned out by mTw. So no Cinder and Furion this time. No, I have military drill exop, so I'll unfortunately I can't skip that. I am legally required to be there. And I have not put in 3 years worth of time already just to be able to get thrown out for some commentating where 24 people watch.
Reserve time.
As much as I love each and every one of you, 24, I don't love you that much. Leshrek. Interesting, AM's going to be banned out by mTw. And that leaves the Invoker for the first pick, and Infused does grab him. Invoker first pick. mTw, knowing that the Invoker is going to be grabbed, already knowing what they want, which is going to be Chen and something. There's still an Enchantress left in the pool, so Infused has the option to grab that for their 2-3 when it comes to their tune. Broodmother is going to be the pickup, so they're going to go for some nice heavy push here. Some side lane is going to be pretty much consistently pushed. Slowly the towers are going to go down, or quickly, depending on who Broodmother's up against here. And the question is, what is Infused's response? Do they go for the Sand King to put it in the laning phase? Do they go for the Brewmaster? Brewmaster, a great little counter to Broodmother in lane.
10 seconds remaining.
So I'm going to guess for Enchantress Brewmaster. Brewmaster, again, provides such great team fight that he'll be able to make up for the fact that Invoker, early on, not the best team fight in the world. Once you start getting the levels, though, you can really start turning things around with an Invoker. But Infused thinking very, very hard about their next set of pickups. They might not even want an Enchantress at all. They might want something like an Enigma. The problem with Brewmaster is Broodmother's a hero who naturally goes Orchid.
Reserve time.
So really it's not that big of a deal. So Sand King is going to be their response, and they're not going to go for that Enchantress counter to Chen. Which, by all means, you don't have to. There are other ways to stop with Chen, so some nice early laning dominance. Crystal Maiden maxing out that nuke is going to be great against Broodmother if she's ever put up in that position. And then, of course, the Sand King in lane. Venomancer is the support for mTw. So right now, they already have their side lane and their 2 supports for this tri-lane that's coming up. Chen in the jungle, Venomancer supporting some carry.
Radiant team ban.
We're going to see Nightstalker and Brewmaster banned out. And I'm a little bit surprised that they banned out the Brewmaster. Strong hero, yes. But like I said, you already have a hero who naturally goes for a really fast Orchid. And they already have Sand King to counter the Broodmother in lane. So, by all means, let Infused have Brewmaster.
Dire team ban.
It's not necessarily true. He's such strong team fight that you can never just be like, oh, I have Orchid, I can shut him down. No. Beastmaster and Enchantress are the last bans out by Infused and mTw respectively. I'm interested to see what Infuse is going to pick up here because it feels like Night Stalker and Beastmaster, yeah, it's great potential little counters to Invoker, being able to disable him from a long range or keep him silenced. Chase him down fairly early on, get some nice ganks in. But I'm interested to see what their final 4-5 is going to be here to round up their lineup. Because their lanes still can be shifted around a little bit. Presumably, they're going to have that Sand King versus the Broodmother, try and get him up nice and farm, get a little fast
10
blink,
seconds remaining.
commit to those team fights. Earthshaker going to be picked up, so we're going to see a CM ES lane with some sort of carry on the back of that. Now, Morphling's an option. Morphling still left in the pool. Of course, you saw the damage that Riki was able to output during that game. Unfortunately, he just could not lock down on one hero.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
And the laning phase right now, Infused is going to be able to do decently right off the bat. They have a CM who counters the Chen creeps very well. So if they're put up in this sort of tri-lane v tri-lane situation, which is what Infused is going to want, they want their Sand King versus the Broodmother. And they want their tri-lane versus the dual lane with Chen and jungle. So they have both Earthshaker and CM. CM stops the creeps. Of course, that Frostbite, great for stopping a creep. And then once that failed gank happens, you can try and actually pick up the creep for an extra experience of gold. And then Earthshaker blocks are also great for any sort of jungler who's trying to gank.
Reserve time. 5 seconds remaining.
But the Morphling is going to be the pickup for mTw. And I was about to say, I was like, well, what's left in the pool here? I mean, you could go something that we haven't seen a whole lot, like, say, a Faceless Void, who, with that ultimate, is going to be able to set up some really great spells for Invoker. First of all, because of the little nerf that he received of EMP. You don't see that EMP tornado always picked up. So now because of that, he can potentially land much easier EMPs, get those really nice disables in on top of the Faceless Void ultimate. Completely drain all their mana in those early team fights. Should he want to go that build. Now, he might still go for the Exort build. We'll have to see. But if he can't do that, because he's able to lock down the Morphling, which is so incredibly important. You hit a nice little EMP on top of that, take away all Morphling's mana. You take away his mana, you take away any escape ability, both the waveform and his ability to change stats. And Enigma is going to be the answer for mTw, so that's going to be presumably interesting. I mean, Chen jungle. And we might see Morphling Veno mid with the Enigma either safe or suicide lane and the Broodmother paired off the opposite lane of Enigma. And that's the best I see it for them. Either that or they can have Enigma run middle and have Venomancer Morphling top and still keep that tri-lane. So that is what they're going to do. They're going to put this dual plus jungle versus the tri-lane, which is maybe Infused is actually going to try and run that bottom. So now, I think they really wanted to have that Sand King versus the Broodmother, and they're going to be a little bit disappointed, I think, once they start seeing the lanes. Funzy's going to be suicide laning the Brood.
"30 seconds to battle."
So Sand King, he does have a sort of pseudo escape, but it is not the best by any means. I mean, it's what, 350 range blink pretty much. Not really best, so he's pretty much going to get messed with. Effing Mad is just going to keep him out of lane with a Venomancer while the Chen pretty much farms away, and you can try and put a stop to Broodmother as much as you can. But there's only really so much you can do. You're going to be able to throw down counters, but even then, Broodmother, how many times have you seen a Broodmother in full vision just dive on a support with the Broodlings and finally dive in with that final nuke? So he's going to be popping in and out with that Soul Ring that he's going to try and pick up. And as long as he doesn't get picked nice and early here, he's going to play real cautious. See, already there goes one counter down. Funzy's going to back off. So Saksha is going to be pretty much free farming here. Effing Mad, going to be able to actually get some stacks and pulls here as well. And Mini is already forced out of lane. He's going to go bottom, maybe grab this regen. But it looks like he's going to stop the easy creep camp and try and do that. So he's going to blow some mana, blow a little bit of health, and grab that regen, which is a nice little start to your jungling career, but you can't really jungle any other way without constant regens at every 2-minute mark. Now, once he starts getting some levels, yeah, once he get level 4 or 5, you can do a little bit better on a Sand King with Caustic Finale, but it still isn't the best. But he knows he's forced completely outside of top. And Infused not attempting to switch up the lanes at all is okay with Sand King pretty much getting completely forced out of lane. In exchange for Wagamama free farm. And just think about how much of this game is going to be all about the backtrack. I mean, if mTw chooses go Shotgun Morphling, oh, we're probably going to see some rage.
Double damage.
First pull here. What he can do is he can also even single pull, which then groups up the creeps. And they can start doing a little bit of chip damage on that top tower with Chen. Once he gets his second creep, if Mini's not in position, he's not going to be able to get any of that experience from when they push the lane. Right now, he's just stacking the ancient creep camp. I mean, look, Funzy's already level 2.5, and they have perfect vision of him. Because you have to have so many counters to try and stop a Brood. He even has counters of his own, so very nicely done. Laying those down. Countering the counters, I did not see that at first. It's a nice little strategy there. Or do you see smoke up and attempt to gank, but there's nothing at top. Meanwhile, a smoke at middle for Infused is going to try and catch up this Enigma. Now with the long range stun of Earthshaker and then add in Cold Snap, it might be enough. There goes the stun. It might be enough to block him off. The slow does go off, and they're going to be able to finish off Cinder, and Fishbone does get in range of the Frostbite. So very nicely done there. Infused picking up the first blood. Meanwhile, though, top is going to go down here. mTw is going to force down a really fast tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Getting the levels into wards nice and early.
Illusion.
Kind of surprised he actually didn't get level 2 wards at level 3. Of course, it is typical to go 1 in Gale, 1 in Poison Sting before maxing out your wards. Middle, Cinderin is getting dove once again by this 3-man squad in middle. Meanwhile, Funzy is finally going to start taking over the lane without any supports and without any vision. Wagamama's going to kind of be feeling it, and the top tower is also going to go down. Tier 2 already 4.5 minutes in. mTw takes it.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So Broodmother's getting back into the game, and they just took 2 towers. The only downside was Synderen died twice in a row. And with the first blood, understandable. The second death, you know, a little bit excessive. So they could have potentially traded all that for just the one. They would be really good shape right now. They're still in really good shape. 3,000 gold lead for the Dire right now. And Wagamama's now going to start farming up against Sakshka. At the top lane, and they're going to start transferring Mini to bottom, try and farm up against this Broodmother with the help of the Crystal Maiden. Help getting in those extra bit of nukes to weaken up the creeps in order for Sand King to be able to pop them with Caustic Finale. That's going to be pretty key. Oh my god. Azu, man. Where's my smiley face? It's 6 minutes in. 6 minutes in. I am so sorry. Like I said, guys, I'm dead on my feet right now, so. Faceless Void does have that Ring of Health. One day I'm gonna get a hang of that overlay. One day. It's pretty much my second time working with XSplit, pretty much, in an actual game. The AL Invitational, which was just pretty much get thrown into that. They're like, here, have some ads, have some stuff. Fishbone is going to go down here. Nice little block by effing Matt, blocking in that little tiny area from CM be able to escape. The only way he was going to be able to escape there. They pick up that kill, and they're going to start down, forcing down bottom as well. Taking those 2 towers at top and then transferring their tri-lane to bottom now. It's even stronger with the Venomancer getting some levels in. The Chen as well. And then add in a Broodmother instead of a Morphling. You're good shape. No, double counter. The counter ward does go down as well as the dust. Nice little dodge by Mini, jumping into the trees here outside of the range. There goes the ward, and they're going to be able to start targeting Mini. It was a great idea. Helped for a little while. But it wasn't enough. And I've got some sort of ringing in my ear. Driving me nuts. Funzy! He's going to get really low here. The Chen heal is going to be able to help him out, though. Ugh. You ever get like a high-pitched whining in your ear? In one ear? That's what I'm getting right now. I thought it was my speakers. I thought it was my headset at first.
Regeneration.
Let's look at the CS score right now. Sakshika is right now 51-9 in comparison with Wagamama's 46-14. So Wagamama is keeping up with them right now. Mini 32-1, but that's probably a little bit overinflated due to the Broodlings. In fact, I would say probably quite a bit overinflated. He was also doing easy creep camps, so, you know, there's that. Tier 1 tower is going to go down at bottom, and they're just going to keep up the pressure. mTw with already a 5,000 gold lead. They're just going to keep up the pressure. Synderen is eventually going to be able to push in middle as well if they ever get a pick on EGM. or if he ever tries to leave lane. Oh man. They're gonna keep going for this tier 2. And Infused doesn't have a whole lot of answer to it right now. They don't have the levels. CM's nuke is not maxed out. Once Crystal Nova is maxed out, that's going to help a little bit, as well as Earthshaker. There's only so much they can do right now. The block off, unfortunately, keeping Mini from keeping going. There's going to be Wagamama. He is going to throw down his ultimate, but the slow goes off. Very nicely done. The slow by effing Mad, but it's not going to be enough to save Kebab. They pop tool ultimates just like that. They're even going to pick up effing Mad, though. So they do pick up at least 2 heroes. Nice job. Eventually, effing Mad is going to go down here. But Saksha, the whole entire time, is just pushing in top. Free farming. Even getting in a little bit of chip on the tier 3. 10.5 minutes in. Wagamama's ulti down. Sand King's ultimate is down as well. All that for 2 heroes. Now, granted, it was a nice little pickup by Infused, but it's really the only thing they can do right now. The black hole even goes off. Saksha's going to come in and finish off the kill. Cinderin, that was a little bit close. He was just at the very end of that black hole, but very nicely done, catching up that kill. Giving just enough disable for Saksha to pick up. And they do grab middle now. They do finally get that pick that they needed. And they take the middle tower. All the outer towers are gone. Only 2 of the tier 2s are left. 10,000 or 7,500 gold lead for the Dire. And you guys are probably just now stop dealing with my overlay nonsense. I am so sorry about that. Broodmother, 2,600 gold already in the bank. We're going to see Cinderin go straight for a BKB with the solo mid farm that he's gotten. He's going to go straight for BKB. With Faceless Void, Sand King, and Earthshaker, Invoker, and CM, all 5 of those heroes have some sort of disable versus a black hole. So picking up a BKB, if he gets a good enough one, they're going to be forced to use the Faceless Void ultimate just to stop the black hole. And if he catches Faceless Void, well, they're screwed. So BKB going to be a great little pickup here. Broodmother, though, the question is, what is she going to go? BKB or Orchid? Now, Orchid's going to be a great little stop, and you combine that with Saksha, who's carrying right now, and is going to be going for bottom. Mini's going to be able to hit a nice little epicenter, and that's going to finish off Cinderin. Nice little pickup there. It's pretty much the most that Infused can hope for right now. It's getting little picks like that. Bursting down their ultimates. Anyway, he could go the Orchid, which is going to be helpful. The disable, and then you add in Saksha being able to burst down that hero with the damage. It's pretty powerful. Or he can go straight for that BKB, which is going to be really helpful in team fights, but not as good as picking off a hero. Because like I said, they have a lot of disables. Each and every hero on Infused has some sort of disable. And that's a killer for Broodmother in team fights. You try and pop that ultimate and you try and keep on one hero, but it doesn't really work, and they're just blocking each other out here. They're going to take a nice and early Roche. Infused can't really do anything to stop them at this point. They do smoke up and they're going to start getting in position maybe. But there is also counters and vision to be able to see them. Roshan goes down before they can even do anything. Nice little double stun there combined with the, oh, great ultimate coming in, but it doesn't catch Cinderin, and that's not going to be enough. It is going to be enough to help save his team, though, from any potential chase here. Fishbone is actually going to go down. Unfortunately, he was caught out by the Gale, so he was not fast enough to get away.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think that mTw setting up some really offensive wards right now. In the jungle, covering Roche, and even that one right there.
Is under attack.
They're going to take bottom tier 2 and probably transfer over to middle. I mean, they've already taken Roche on. At this point, you normally would say, oh, you back out, now you take Roche, now that you have the map advantage. They already grabbed that. So they can go straight to middle now. And they can really start forcing the tier 3s real quickly here. Once Enigma grabs that BKB, they get the shotgun Morphling up on Sakshiga. And Funzy, he does finally have his item. And I just now noticed the spectator bug gone for me. And he is going to go for that Orchid. They also have a Gem of True Sight, so they're going to be able to take away any vision that Infused has right now. And Invoker won't be able to escape either. So they're just going to pop one hero real quickly. Broodmother, Orchid, Nuke, Saksha, finish him off. Easy peasy. They don't even have the Nuke's level maxed out yet. Adaptive Stripe is not even maxed out yet. So they have the time. They can wait around. BKB is finished up on Enigma. So the last item is Morphling, and even then, they might want to wait until Morphling gets a couple levels, you know? Right now, Wagamama, not sure if that Battle Fury is going to be worth it. He had the Rev health, but when you finally finish up and get that Perseverance, that means you are going for that Battle Fury, and I think mTw is just going to be putting on the pressure way too early. I don't think he's going to have the time to utilize that Battle Fury and make up for the farm that he's going to miss out on. I'm going to see that, oh my goodness, I'm losing it right now. Look at me, I have to go in there. Ethereal Blade. I kept thinking of Abyssal Blade. Could not get that out of my head. Ethereal Blade. Very, very shortly on Morphling. Look at this. Effing mad. They have complete control of the map, and he doesn't necessarily need to babysit anybody right now. So he's just stacking up the Ancients and farming them with the wards. Very smart play, getting in whatever extra golden experience you can at this point. Because everybody... Oh, mTw, they do pick off the Broodmother. Very nicely done. It's what they got to do, is smoke up and try and get these little picks. Because they aren't going to be getting much else. So they might wait till level 14. They might wait till level 16 until they push in with Morphling. But they have the advantage right now, and Battle Fury is not up on Wagamamba. Once it is, they can't let Faceless Void farm up for too long. You just don't want to take the chance that he's able to farm up really well, and all of a sudden you've missed your opportunity where you did really well early game, but you just let them farm a little bit too long and they're back in the game all of a sudden. I love Gem on Venomancer. It's so great for counter warding. Because you have your wards, which you can throw anywhere to give you vision. And then all you have to do is be somewhere close to the ward. And your plague wards will finish it off for you. Push stick on Invoker now. Helpful to get away from the Broodmother. But mTw doing a very nice job farming up right now. Even Chen looks like is going to be going for that Aghanims. He's going to go mech Aghanims. Oh, the ultimate coming out from Wagamama. They're going to try and get this little pick here. Venomancer going to come down, and they do pick up the gem even. Great pickup. Pushing him up to the cliff as well. Whoa. I heard a Morphling strike. Oh! Barely picks up the kill, and then uses his replicate to get back. Poor Crystal Main. It was a nice little stun interrupting that combo, but Earthshaker, not enough. So Wagamama finally does finish up that Battle Fury. He's grabbing it right now. 21 minutes in, not the best, but considering the way mTw is really pressuring their advantage, decent. I mean, the fact, this is what Broodmother does, is she takes over a lane and a jungle at the same time. So you're just boosting your farm so much when there's nothing happening like this. 14,000 gold lead for the Dire right now, 21.5 minutes in. mTw is playing this very, very well. Missed a little block off there, but it doesn't matter. Saksha was just waiting for some sort of opportunity. Almost has Adaptive Strike maxed out, and then Morphling's going to be very dangerous. He's just wandering around with absolutely no strength whatsoever. Whatever. I got an Aegis. In the meantime, I'll just take my chances and one-shot heroes. I really like the way mTw is just controlling this game right now. They won their lanes heavily, nice and early. But they don't get stupid and try and, you know, force bad team fights at the base towers 20 minutes in. They've gotten picked off once or twice, not that big of a deal. They're just maximizing their farm. Broodmother's taking up one lane and one jungle. Venomancer's taking over the ancient stack. Chen is taking over the jungle. And then Saksha's just finding farm wherever he can. Syndra now has BKB and Blink Dagger. I mean, if you look at the gold per minute on every single person on mTw, it's very, very high. The lowest is effing mad right now at 230. Everyone else is above 300, and that's great. Meanwhile, the only person above 300 right now is Wagamama for Infused. And he's just barely at 320. They're just slowly but surely besieging Infused, keeping them in this tight little corner, taking the rest of the map at the same time, and starving out Infused for golden experience, while they just get nice and fat and safely push. And they are going to take the tier 2 in middle.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
BKB is going to be next up on Broodmother. And they're just wait for these items. I think once Aghanims is up on Chen, Broodmother has that BKB and the next item on Morphling. I think that's when they'll finally start pushing it. They'll have a significant gold lead without risking. Oh, Saksha does get picked off there. Great job by Infused. They finally do make something happen there with the double combo of Faceless Void and Sand King's ultimate. Sand King does have the Blink Dagger, and this is really important. Infused has got to pressure some sort of advantage here. BKB, nice little jug, catching off the two support heroes on the side. Sand King, oh, big ultimate coming out from the Earthshaker, but it's not going to be enough. Teleported away. Not even effing Mad goes down there. Actually, oh, man. Nice little attempt at a tornado. So they pick up one hero and trade Earthshaker. Black Hole is down now, but it also gives mTw an opportunity to take the Roche. And once again, I mean, the hero they picked off was really important, Saksha. But still, little picks like that, still not that big of a deal to mTw, because they're making it back up in the golden experience that they've been farming. So unless Infused turns one of those picks into a good team fight, it's really the only way Infused is going to get out of this. And that was their opportunity. Unfortunately, Cinderin hit a nice little black hole, and they were just too strong. Everybody's got farm on them. So hopefully Infused can try that again sometime soon. Get a nice little pick off. Morphling is preferred. Now, Saksha probably going to be going for Manta here, considering the fact that they're looking to push soon. But he could go for that Korok build of a really fast Scotty, which she loves so much. It's also good against any sort of melee hard carries. Because once Faceless Void leaps in, throws down his ultimate, if you're outside of that ultimate, or after the ultimate, you can really just kite him around, slow him down, and he can't go anywhere, can't attack anything. What is left on the item to-do list? Chen on that Aghanims, Morphling. BKB is going to be up right now on Broodmother, so... Other than that, this is just going to be a real relaxed game up until they finish off those items. And then they're going to get their final push on. And Faceless Void, I mean, what do you go here? Now that you have that Battle Fury, do you risk it all and do you go something like Mask of Madness? I mean, you go, oh lol, Mask of Madness. There's a Morphling on the other side, but at some point, when you're getting starved out like this, you just have to take some sort of big risks. Maybe you burst down Morphling before he's able to get anything outside of your ultimate. You know, once you burst down that Morphling, mTw not able to push in, maybe you even get a couple other picks. Or does he go for longer, more extenuating damage and something that's not quite so, I was gonna say lulzy, but it's not even that bad. It's a viable item build when you're backed into a corner like this. Because let's face it. Alright, he's going to go for that BKB. So he's going to go defensive and try and live through these team fights. He's not going to get bursted down as well by Morphling, but you're still talking about Black Hole. With Cinderin, with BKB and Blink Dagger, he's going to have no problem, should he want to use it on Faceless Void. So no problem there. And they're just going to sort of static push this lane with Arcane Boots, Mech, and Aghanims on Chen. They can easily keep up these pushes over and over and over. And Saksha can do things like that, where he's just like, oh lol, I popped one of your support heroes. And I wasn't even in any danger. I didn't take a single point of damage. trying to turtle as hard as possibly. Invoker and Invoker maxing out the Tornado and EMP. Nice little mix build. Look, they try and do any damage to Morphling, and it's Chen's like, alright, 30-second cooldown on my ultimate. I can burst. I can use it for that. And there's even still an Aegis left on Morphling. We're going to see level 16 as well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, Wagamama's gonna go in. Nice little ultimate coming in. If they can pop Saksha, they do. There goes the Aegis. They're gonna finish up. No black hole is gonna be up for Synderen. Oh, here comes Saksha. He's gonna try and start bursting down these heroes. Big Epicenter coming in from the Earthshaker. And they're trying to win this fight, but there's just way too much farm. Funzy's too strong. They're gonna try and slow him down and try and get out now. What a great play by Infused, losing 2 heroes. But they do pick off the Aegis first of all and force the buyback from Synderen. Now mTw, they do have a huge upper advantage now. The ultimates are down. And Infused did what they could. They made some pretty decent plays there, but it feels like mTw is just way too strong right now. Synderen did have enough gold to buy back. And it's already in there. So it doesn't matter the fact that he had no black hole, because now they're just going to be able to come right back in. No ultimate from Faceless Void. Sand King is even down still. And there goes the first frags for mTw. And honestly, with the gold lead that mTw has, I think that was the most that Infused could make out of this. And mTw is going to go for the throat now. Once they take that second Rax, it's really too much for Infused to handle. That big of a gold lead, yes, you can come back from it. From 1 Rax down, yeah, you can come back from that. You combine those two and then add in a second Rax as well? No way. Not this early on. Saksha popping off the Crystal Maiden, no problem. Poor, that just sucks. You know, when you're that support hero and you've done everything you can. Synderen are going to jump in here. They're going to try and pop this Invoker before he can try and get away. There goes the nuke. Saksha not able to finish him off. And Invoker is going to get a nice little NPM. Top of the Faceless Void. Almost dead. Here comes the Epicenter. Epicenter trying to crush effing Matt. The Chen ultimate is already down. And oh my goodness, Funzy fighting that Faceless Void. He already still does have the Orchid, but he's going to be able to get away. The stun comes out on Saksha. Neither stun. They might be able to pop it. They do. They pick up the Morphling and successfully defend their second Rax. Wagamama's going to be able to farm. Oh, no, that's actually Invoker's going to be able to farm top. And they actually do pick up quite a bit of gold, even throwing down the Sunstrike to pop the creeps. They're going to be able to push out, get some farm now. And this gold lead, while approaching the 20,000 mark, is going to start etching its way back up a little bit. Just because Infused, first of all, great little team fight, picked up some hero kills there. I'm sure quite a few of them had killing sprees and that sort of thing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And then on top of that, they're given room to farm. They couldn't take a tower. They forced teleports in middle and got the tower low, but yep, there it goes. It's edging back towards the 15,000 mark. Infused is going to have to make so many great plays here in these team fights. It's just ridiculous how many times they're going to have to do this. And even then, even with that great little team fight, the tower is still almost dead. No glyph. Tower at 350 health. This next fight, they have to force outside the base. It's Faceless Void. It is up it. Epicenter. Another. Oh no. Another 13 seconds. Maybe they'll be able to push the creeps back. But it does look like they're going to go for the mTw is going to try and pop this. They do pop the Crystal Maiden once again. No surprise there. And they're going to have to try and force this before the tower does go down. Would have been nice if they had kept up the tower for another round of pushes, but the Rax is still up, and that's what's important right now. mTw gonna back off. Maybe just wait for some Chen Treeks, maybe just farm up a little bit. It looks like Sasha is gonna be going for that That's what they're waiting for right now. The Scotty is on the courier, on its way. So that's what they were waiting for. A little bit surprised he didn't go Manta, but the extra stats are going to help out hugely because getting locked down by all the stuns that are coming out, on top of that Faceless Void, survivability is pretty key. And Manta won't help you that much when you're inside of a Faceless Void ult. Now, we'll probably see Broodmother pick up a Manta soon. But, they could also use some Boots of Travels just to make sure. Once they get that a little bit of extra gold, Boots of Travels and buybacks. Because no matter how well Infused defends, eventually you're gonna lose racks to just numbers. Buyback, teleport in. There are only so many times that Infused can throw down those ultimates to win team fights for them. Trying to pop the Earthshaker though. Nice little attempt at a disable from Invoker, but not in time. It's so hard to get a Morphling like that. You have to hit it just perfect. There goes Wagamama. He's going to start jumping in on Syndering. He also stops Spongy there with that ultimate. Pops the BKB. He's trying to crush Syndering. There it goes. Mini even comes in with his ultimate. Now they're going on Kabop. Kabop popping the Ghost Scepter now. And Funzy jumping on Wagamama. The Orchid is going to be still up for another 2 or 3 seconds. Is going to be able to go down. The backtracks are not enough. Zaksha gets finished off though. But there goes Invoker as well. And that does mean we're going to see maybe a second set of racks. Massive amounts of buybacks. Earthshaker coming in now. It's a 4v3 situation right now with Invoker finally coming back into the team fight. Oh, big black hole coming in from Cinder and 2 heroes locked down. Funzy's going to be able to start jumping in on this Earthshaker. So that's another pick that they get. And the melee racks is going to go down at the very least. The range racks as well. Invoker, nothing to stop it. Nice little stun coming out combined with a meteor. Great little combo. But they're just so tanky. Kabop even lives. Oh, he actually does go down. Invoker finishes him off there. But they trade Sand King. Oh, effing mad. He picks up that hero kill as well. Infused is doing so well. But at what cost? 2 racks down now. Range racks not that important. You gotta feel bad for him. Infused just got really out-strategized at this point. He does go for that Mask of Madness. BKB Mask of Madness.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, mTw executed a very good strategy. They won the lanes hard, nice and easy. No surprise there, really. And then they just transitioned out of that laning phase into a really good farming strategy. Putting pressure on the towers, keeping all the towers down, and then, oh, Invoker! He's so low, but what a great ultimate from Wagamama. He's going to try and pop Cinderin here. 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be it for Cinderin. Morphling is able to get out, and they're going to try and grab this tower here. And Infused, because of the facts that they've been winning team fights, they're not completely out of it. If they can keep getting little picks like this, unfortunately 10 teleport is going to be enough to save them. They know they have to get super aggressive here because 2 racks down just means mTw can just sit on that top lane. And it's not late enough in the game where they can actually deal with 2 racks down. So they pick up 2 cower kills. That's something. That was, again, Infused pretty much doing the absolute best they can do given their circumstances. They got their racks taken out, but they picked up some hero kills off of it. And then they even performed a chase. They even eventually got the Enigma pickup and got 2 towers. Now, it would have been nice if they'd been picked up Roche as well, but that's a little bit too much to ask for. Cheese and Aegis are going to go down, so Morphling is going to pick up that Aegis, and Broodmother is going to grab the cheese. We're going to see that Manta soon on Broodmother, I'm presuming.
Regeneration.
in the end, it feels like Pix is really just what's messing with Infused right now. I don't think there was much they could really do about the lanes. I mean, they could have always switched up and had Broodmother versus, put Sand King against that Broodmother. They didn't switch right away. But at the same time, that really would have hurt Wagamama's farm. But Sand King would have been able to defend his tower better. And the tri-lane would have been able to at least defend top tower. I don't know, so sort of there's just little things. Because that laning phase, if it goes a little bit better for Infused, there might have been opportunities for them to come back. Where there really just wasn't before. Wagamama jumping in, he's going to get a nice little ultimate. Once again, jumping on Cinderin every single time. The Chen teleport is going to save Cinderin though. And the question is, does Cinderin have boots? He does. He has boots to travel, and he's going to come right back into this team fight. Meanwhile, Saksha, very, very low, but he does have Aegis, so even once he does get popped, he's going to come right back in. Two-man ultimate coming in from Cinderin with a boots of travel, BKB blink. Minnie's going to get popped off now, and Wagamama, the only hero left for the Infused team, and he can't even stand up against the creeps at bottom. That's going to be the racks, ladies and gentlemen. The final set of racks. mTw is going to take it, and they win. mTw wins 2-0. So they managed to avoid getting taken out. Of course, there's still a very long path for them at this point.
The Dire now have mega creeps.
But fortunately, every game is best of 3, so... Oh, Earthshaker. Did some great ultimates.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's Ancient is under attack.
And mTw knocks out Infused. Some very well-mannered GGs and good lucks and all that, so... Alright guys, well that's going to be it for this set of games at least. I believe there is one more game after this. Is that correct, Azu? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I'm not just talking out of my ass when I say that.